Hello everybody, this is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I am back with another patriotic DIY for you today. I have 5 wreaths and door hangers for you today. They are all very simple and really cute. And this first one was inspired by Jamie. She posted this on Dee's Cute and Crafty DIY Divas. So let's get into it. I have Waverly chalk paint in white. I have Hello Hobby antique wax. I have a clothes pin. I have some cream colored ribbon from Dollar Tree, one of the Dollar Tree scarves. I have some of the Dollar Tree wood cutouts. We'll be using the star and also be using one of the Dollar Tree laser cut stars as well. And I have a thrifted grapevine wreath from Savers. That was a lot. So I'm going to start out by just painting my wood star with the Waverly white chalk paint. I'm going to distress it just a little bit with some of the antique wax from Hello Hobby. I'm also going to distress this scarf because I want it to look old and dirty. I know it may not be your thing. If it's not, don't do it. Leave it just the way it is, but I want it to look old and like it's been out in the weather. So I'm going to distress it along with the white wood star. And I glued it on just a little crooked. I did that on purpose. I did not want them to line up all perfect and matchy-matchy. This is old and distressed. So I just glued it on a little bit to the side. I'm also going to distress this cream-colored ribbon. These are going to be the tails that hang from the wreath. So we're just going to get some of that antique wax on there. Thank you so much, Jamie, for your inspiration. You guys, this was posted, as I said, on Dee's Cute and Crafty DIY Divas, which is my private Facebook group. If you have not joined it, please go over there and ask to become a member, and an admin will let you in, and you can start to post your beautiful DIYs and send out inspiration and get inspiration as well. I would love to have you over there, so go check it out. Thank you, Jamie, for this wonderful idea once again. So all I'm doing is just arranging my scarf onto this grapevine wreath. Everything will be tied on. I'm going to try my best not to hot glue anything because I want to reuse this wreath in the fall. So I'm just tying everything on to keep the glue off of it. Just arranging it, kind of fussing with it a little bit, getting it to where I like it. I'm taking those 2 pieces of cream colored ribbon and I'm going to tie them right into the scarf. I'm just going to make a bow and fluff it out. Going to put some dovetails on the end of that cream ribbon. Now I'm going to take that star that I glued a clothespin to the back of, and I'm going to clip it to that scarf. And you guys, that's it. This one was super simple. I did end up going back in and adding some of these little cream colored Dollar Tree flowers because I felt like it needed just a little bit more of something, and the flowers did the trick. But that was it. I mean, you can't get any easier than just tying a bunch of beautiful pieces onto a wreath. And I can't, I don't know what else to say. It came out cute. It was super easy. And thank you again, Jamie, for the great idea. DIY number 1. Moving on to DIY number 2, you are going to need 10 jumbo craft sticks or 10 paint stir sticks or 10 evenly length pieces of wood. I can't think of a better way to say that. You're going to need some ribbon or craft paper or material or stain or paint. Yes, it can be done with all of those things. So I'm taking my ruler and I am making a miter cut or a 45-degree angle cut across one end of this craft stick and then a straight cut across the bottom. Once I get that one done, I use it to use as a template to do the other 9 pieces. So here you see we have a V with the angled pieces pointing towards each other. I am going to go ahead and put my ribbon onto each piece of the craft stick. Keep the angled pieces pointing towards each other when you add your craft paper or you add your material or ribbon. When you paint it, whichever way you decide to go, make sure you do that with the angled pieces pointing toward each other. That is very important. You want them to match up. So now that I have all of my ribbon adhered to the craft stick, all I have to do is just put everything together. See how you're putting those V's together? Just lining them up nice and straight, and you get a V. We are making a star, a super huge star. This star measures out at 20 inches from end to end, and then that's horizontally going across, and 15 inches top to bottom. This came out so cute, you guys, and it is super simple to do. So now that all my V's are together, I have 5 of them. Just getting them hot glued together. If you just wanted to paint this, then you could use wood glue. I don't need wood glue because it's not going wood to wood. It's going fabric to fabric. So hot glue works out fine for that. And then you guys, you just put your star together. Just the way you see me doing it here. You put those V's together in the shape of a star. I love this. If you want to make it more sturdy, you can hot glue some craft sticks to the back where the joints are glued together to make it stronger. Getting everything hot glued in place, and we're going to embellish it a little bit more. You guys would think this is my favorite. I actually thought this one was going to be my favorite too, but it's not. So if you want to see which one's my favorite, you've got to keep watching. I have one of these tin or galvanized tin, corrugated tin stars from Dollar Tree that came with the wood star already in the middle, so it was perfect. I am going in with my Dollar Tree furniture marker to give it a stained look. I could have just used my Hello Hobby wax and stained it, but I went with the furniture marker. I am going to add some jute twine and some bows, a bow to the top made of jute. It will be a 6-loop bow, 3 loops on either side. And I am going to go back in and add the word welcome from some of my Dollar Tree wood words that I had. I'm going to paint it and add that to the center of the star. And this one's going to be done. And it came out absolutely gorgeous. I love it, but it is not my favorite. So easy to make, and it is huge. I can't stress that enough how big this one is. Super cute, you guys. Comment down below as always. Let me know which one of these door hangers or wreaths is your favorite in this DIY today. And here is DIY number 2, all done. Wow. I really like it. I do. I like the size of it. I like that I made something from popsicle sticks, pretty much craft sticks that came out this big and this pretty. There are so many ways you could go with this, with paint and stain and fabric and, you know, craft paper. Your imagination is the only thing that limits you on this one. Moving on to DIY number 3, and this is my favorite. You're going to need a craft stick, various ribbons, some of the, what are they called? Chanel stems. I have some stars that I cut out myself. I have a popsicle that I cut out myself. I am still using some of my ribbon scraps. I have one of the bicycle wheel frames. I am using the same paints I've been using in all my Patriotic Decor, Waverly White Chalk Paint, Folk Art Lipstick Red, Deco Art Tango Blue. So I am just going to paint this popsicle white. It's going to end up being a red, white, and blue bomb pop. And I just took some of my old MDF, one of my Dollar Tree signs. I freehanded this shape and I just cut it out. And I wanted it to look like somebody took a big bite out of it. So that's just how I ended up cutting it out. I'm taking my ruler and making my lines. We are going to do a little bit of hand lettering. But first, let's get it all painted. So I'm going to paint the top red. I'm going to leave the white middle. I'm going to leave the middle white, and I'm going to paint the bottom blue. Oh my goodness. If I don't stumble over my words, it would not be my video. You guys wouldn't know who it was. So now that that's done, I wrote in pencil, Sweet Summer, and I'm going back in with my black Sharpie, and I'm going to just, make it darker, clean it up, make it pretty. Taking my eraser as always and cleaning up any pencil marks that you may see. And now I am going to work on getting this attached to this bicycle wheel. And I don't want hot glue everywhere because it's just going to seep through everything. So I am going to attach it to the bike. I think they're called tines. Tines like a fork? Spokes. They're spokes. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to attach it to the bike spokes with some hot glue and some ribbon because I don't want it to seep all over the place. So it has to have something to stick to, that hot glue. So I'm just going to do it with some of my leftover ribbon scraps, and it worked. That is on there. I'm just going to distress it. You know I love it, so I'm going to rough up those edges so some of that wood peeks through because I like it. And now, well, I made a bow. You guys, I've made so many bows. I just made it off camera to save a little time. And I separated the bow from the actual tails because, again, I'm going to put this on using the Chanel stems or pipe cleaners because it's hard to glue everything onto this very thin bicycle wreath. It'll just be a mess. So I'm attaching it with the Chanel stems. Now I want to use some of this white and burlap chevron ribbon. So I'm just going to actually glue a couple of pieces of this ribbon, these tails, to the other ribbon that's already on here. I'm just placing it to see if I like how it looks. And then I am going to attach this red, white, and blue bead garland that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. Now, I attached it this way, and then I decided I didn't really like it, so I ended up taking it all off, and I'll show you how I ended up putting it back on. I think this one ended up being my favorite because I worked on it so hard, trying to make it look nice and neat and not just glopped up with glue. But once I finished it, I thought, this is so cute. So it is my favorite of the 5 that I'm showing you. So I'm not, I don't know why I can't speak today. So now I'm going to take this jumbo craft stick and cut it down to make the handle for my bomb pop. Once I get it cut down, again, I'm going to use some ribbon to attach it to the bicycle spoke. Okay, so here's where you can see I took all of that bead garland off of there, and I want to add in some of these really pretty red flowers that I got from Joann Fabrics. They were 50% off, $3.99 regular price, and some of my white wildflowers from Dollar Tree. I felt like, oh, I can put flowers on here, and why didn't I do that? So I took everything off, and now, well, not everything, but I took the bead garland off, and I'm just going to add the flowers in. I'm placing them where I want them, and then I'm going to go ahead and bundle them like I love to do with a little bit of jute twine. I'll do that at the top, and then I will do that again at the bottom. And the bead garland, because it's wired, that's going to be what holds my flowers on. So it's a good way to put these on because no glue, and I can use the bead garland to attach the flowers, and also the bead garland is throughout the wreath like I wanted it to be in the beginning. So it's a win-win. So I used a little bit of Chanel stem on each bundle of flowers, and then I'm just taking that bead garland and going around the bow and around those stems on the back, and then just a quick twist in the front, in the middle of the bow, and fluff it out. And it actually came out nice. I love it. Just fussing with it, fluffing it out. 2 more little steps and we're going to be done. So I painted some of my little stars, and I'm looking to see if I want to do red, white, and blue on the bottom or red, white, and blue up the side. And I opted to just put one red one on the white space of the bomb pop. And I'm going in with my wood stain stick or furniture repair marker from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to fill in that popsicle handle. This one is done, and it came out so cute. I love it, and I hope you guys do too. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite. If you made it to this part in the video and you have not subscribed yet, but you're enjoying what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you do, don't forget the notification bell as well, because I would love to have you as part of the Cute and Crafty family. And I would love for you not to miss out on another great video. Moving on to DIY number 4, I have one of these garden gnome stakes, and I just pulled him off of that stake. I have just one of the Hello rounds from the Target Bullseye Spot. I have one of the MDF Valentine's Day rounds from Dollar Tree, my little tools, some scrap wood, pencil, all of the things. I have some white Chanel stems, and I don't know how I lost footage, but I did. Anyway, I took that wood round from the Target Bullseye Spot, and I just used it to make my circle. Use whatever you want to make your circle in the middle of your MDF round from Dollar Tree. And then I took my ruler and I put all of my holes on the side. I did one at 1/2 inch, and then I did one at 1 inch right beside each other, and I used the ruler, the width of the ruler, to measure the space between each set of holes. Just look at the MDF and you can see what I'm talking about. And I'm sorry I lost that footage. I have no idea what happened. I thought I was filming and my camera was off. So I went all the way around the MDF round, placing 2 holes at roughly 2 inches apart, using the ruler as my guide as to how far apart the holes would be. Then I painted the center red, white, and blue after marking off my lines and using some masking tape to make sure that the ends or edges were crisp. And of course, I love to distress everything. So after I got the red, white, and blue on there, I just sanded it and distressed it out. And actually, that was a step that I could have left out, because once I get my Deco Mesh on there, you're not even going to be able to tell that I distressed it. So there's that. I'm going in with this blue and red and white Deco Mesh that I picked up for 50% off. It was regular price $6.99, 50% off at Joann Fabrics. And I was going to use my rotary tool to cut this, but it was just giving me a hard time. So I used my scissors because I could cut faster with that. So then I just roll each one up. You're going to need 23 or however many sets of holes you end up getting. I counted mine and I ended up with 23 sets of holes going all the way around my MDF wood round. So I did 23 blue, 23 red and white, and 23 of the star ribbon. That's what I chose to use for this DIY. So you can roll them up and place them in an X, or you can just bunch them up with your fingers and do it that way. I chose to roll them up and place the ribbon in the middle, and then just use a chenille stem to keep all of that together. Now I'm taking my bundles and I'm just pushing them through the holes, and I'm going to go all the way around the whole MDF round doing that. This was super easy and it comes out really cute. It's nice and full and I love it. But the gnome got lost in all of the ribbon and the Deco Mesh, so I had to use 4 tumbling tower blocks, stacking them 2 each to lift him up so you could see him better. I just used hot glue to put those 2 blocks together, those 2 little wood blocks, and then I glued them to the gnome, and I glued him to the center of the wreath. Now you can see him. Just doing a little trimming, little cleanup. This one's done. Just going to add a hanger on the back. And you guys can add whatever you need to on those chenille stems to keep them from scratching your wall or your front door. You could add a little dab of glue to them or little pieces of tape or fabric, whatever you need to do to keep them from scratching your front door or wall. DIY number 4 complete. He is adorable. I don't know. I don't know which one's going on the front door, which one's going on the back door. I need a couple more doors because I think they're all super cute. Moving on to DIY number 5 and the final one in this video, I have some paper straws, some MDF stars, one of the Dollar Tree foam wreath rounds, and I just cut it in half, showing you how I did it. And then I took my X-Acto knife and I trimmed it out, getting it as flat as I possibly could, sanding it a little bit where I needed to. This one is super easy and fun to do with your grandchildren. If you have grandbabies that love to craft like I do, my granddaughter is 12 years old and she loves crafting. So this one was a really nice and easy one to do with her. So we are going to actually go back and make some more of these. I have the Dollar Tree straws in red and white and blue and white. They are 7 inches each. I cut them at 5 and 2-inch lengths, and I'm just going to hot glue them all the way around this foam wreath. But you guys, paint your wreath first. I don't know what I was thinking. I just got so excited about doing this one, went in hot and heavy with the glue and didn't paint it. And you actually will be able to see some of the green foam in between if you don't paint it. So I'm going back in and I'm painting it red in the areas that will be red and blue in the areas that will be blue. This came out so cute. It was so easy. Almost embarrassed to show it to you. It was so easy, but it's very cute and simple to do. Again, like I said, with your grandchildren or your little nieces or nephews, whoever you have in your house that loves to craft at a young age, this one is an easy one for them. Just be mindful of the hot glue, those little fingers. If you have one of the cold glue guns, that would be perfect for this with the little ones. Because the straws are paper, they lend themselves nicely to pinching together and being wedged into those little awkward parts that you come up to or that you come up with because you're going in a circle. So you end up with some little awkward spaces, but the paper straws just wedge right in there real nice. This is so lightweight. So lightweight, and it will hang easily anywhere you want to put it. And all I did was paint those 3 MDF stars that I cut out with the Waverly White chalk paint, added 3 of my Scrabble letters, USA, onto those stars, and it was done. Quick, easy, and cute. And here is the final reveal of all 5 wreaths and door hangers that I've created for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll share it out to your friends and family. Give it a big fat thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you like my content, and it pushes me out a little bit more. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm so glad you were here. Until I see you in my next one, be blessed, stay safe, and craft something beautiful today, you guys. Bye.